Thank you for watching Margaret Tone News. I've been out here sunbathing, and I wanted to say that I really wanted people to know that knowing the UV index gives you a lot of advantage when you're sunbathing. So I was out here for an hour laying in the same spot. And how was I able to do that? Well, I was able to do that because I checked the UV index on my phone, on the weather app. I scrolled down to the bottom and it says UV index, and it was a 3. So I knew I could lay out and get some sun on my blister, which has really helped it actually now that I look at it. And not burn because the UV is only 3. Now, I know that for myself, so don't take that to the bank for you. But say you have like super white skin and blue eyes, you probably wouldn't want to lay out in a UV 3 for an hour because you might burn. So, yeah, actually there's 5 different colors of humans. There's, let's see, I think it's 1 through 5, yeah, 1 through 5, and a 1 is the whitest, and a 5 is the darkest, or the blackest. So, yeah, if you have, and that's actually for vitamin D, so if you're trying to make vitamin D from the sun, then if you're a number 5 where you have black skin and black eyes, it will take you, I think it's like an hour and a half to make the same amount of vitamin D as a number 1 person would who has white skin and blue eyes. That's the scale of 1 to 5. So it just goes, you know, it's a color gradient. So whatever color you are, it doesn't matter what your race is, it matters what your skin and eye color. And that has to do with how your skin absorbs or reflects the light back. Well, maybe it's not exactly absorbing or reflecting, but it is how to do with your vitamin D. I wasn't even going to mention all that, but I thought of it just as I was making the video. So it has to do with how you're making your vitamin D. So you would need to get the same amount of vitamin D. A 5 person with black skin and black eyes would take an hour and a half, and a 1 person with white skin and blue eyes would take about 15 minutes to make the exact same amount of vitamin D. So with the sun, if you're laying out in the sun, that's how long it takes your body. If you have those particulars, it takes that long for your body to make vitamin D based on your particulars. So back to my story is that if you know what the UV index is, it gives you a great advantage of how long you can lay out and not get burnt. Like today, I just wanted to get some sun, and also I wanted to soak my blister. I have a blister on my foot from walking. After I got my walking poles, I was so excited and I had so much fun that I actually got a blister. So the sun is soaking into my blister and healing it. That feels good. So I just wanted you to know about the UV index in case you didn't know, because I've told a lot of people about it and a lot of people are surprised. They don't know anything about the fact that there is a way to tell boop, 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 interruption, interruption. That's okay. I was done anyway. I think you got the point. Check your phone or check Google, what is the UV index right now? And it changes a lot throughout the day. It can go like the UV index is going to be 0 when it's dark out, and then when the sun is at its highest peak, the UV index could be anywhere from, well, it depends on where you're at, really. If you're way up north, you might still have a UV 0 even though it's in the middle of the day, because the sun doesn't get high enough to actually So, and actually you don't even make any vitamin D unless the UV index is at 3 or higher. So right now the UV index has dropped to 2. So I'm just basically out here enjoying the sunlight and not really making any vitamin D from this particular UV index of number 2. But yeah, my skin will continue to make vitamin D for me for probably another, I don't know how many hours. I really don't. But I also know that you're not really supposed to take a shower, and you're supposed to kind of let your skin bake through the vitamin D. It's like your little baking process is just beginning, and then when you go home and you get dressed and do whatever you're gonna do, don't take a shower right away. I do know that because it washes away whatever. And yeah, I just wanted you to know about the UV index because it's super fun once you know that. Because then you're not like, okay, well, if the UV index is, 10, obviously you don't probably want, like if you're like me, I burn. So if I went out and the UV was 10, I would fry so fast. But this way, it's nice and light, nice, slow cooking for me. I guess that's what it is. It's like the cooking meter. How fast am I cooking myself? So yeah, and I'm still sweating out here, even though it's not that hot. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got some color too. Sweet. That's good news. Okay, well, I just want to give you that piece of great news from Margaret Tone News. I hope you're having a groovy day, and I hope you take some of my great knowledge and use it to have a better sunshine experience. Yeah, so then, and also don't just think that you know what the UV, you have to check the math. Check it on your phone or the Google and find out for sure. Because believe me, a UV3 feels a lot different than a 10. I could practically feel my skin sizzling when it's 10. Okay, thank you for watching Margaret Tone News.